Cruisers have a lot to keep up with this July, from new travel rules to airport delays to cruise line changes and even a new scam that is affecting the cruise community. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, whether you are cruising in July or in the next few months, this video is going to be super helpful. We are going to be talking about some of the new travel rules, how it is actually going. I'm going to be sharing my own experience, and I'm also going to be sharing a couple of updates that I think that you will really like and a couple of updates that you may not like as much. But before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. All right, our first story, and this is a pretty big cruise line change that has to do with technology. Royal Caribbean has introduced something new called Find My Kid. Now, they've actually had this already on Star of the Seas, and now this same thing has been introduced onto Legend of the Seas. Now, what is Find My Kid? Well, basically, this is a wristband of sorts that parents can buy for their children ages 3 to 12, and this can basically track them, if you will, throughout the ship's public areas. Now, if you are thinking, I'm a Princess Cruiser, and I think that the medallion does something similar to this. Yes, you are right. And by the way, this band also is able to open doors, and you are also able to use this for purchases. Now, I am curious to know what you think. I imagine that Royal Caribbean is going to be implementing this throughout the fleet, at least at a certain point, but I do think that it is a great technology for parents and kids. The only thing I wonder is, why are we limiting it at ages 12? Because I know when I had my teenagers on board a cruise ship, I really did want to know where they were. So I actually advocate for like every age as long as people want it. All right, now let's talk about something that does affect cruise passenger health, and that is the norovirus on cruise ships. We unfortunately had Ruby Princess that had about 100 cases between passengers and crew of norovirus. Now, why do we sometimes hear about norovirus on cruise ships? And it seems like we don't hear about this as much on land or resorts or even theme parks, restaurants, etc. It is not because it doesn't exist elsewhere. Actually, norovirus is definitely not a cruise ship illness. It is that cruise ships actually have really strict protocols in terms of reporting. And this is definitely a good thing. Now, what can you do to prevent norovirus? Well, the best thing is really hand washing. Oh, and by the way, I did want to mention that according to the CDC, those 100 or so people were all not sick at the same time. This was across like 21 days. And Princess Cruises has said in a statement that the ship's crew responded promptly and implemented enhanced sanitation protocols across the ship. Now, before I share that new scam with you, I did want to share sort of a good news story, at least for pet lovers. Have you ever wanted to go on a cruise with your dog or your cat? Well, there's a new cruise line called Fabled Voyages that is going to actually be pet friendly. Now, before you get too excited like I did want to let you know this is going to be a residential cruise line. So it's not going to be a cruise line that's going to do 7-day voyages or anything like that. But if you did want to travel the world on a cruise ship, this is something that you could actually do with your pet, and they're even going to have pet services on board. Okay, so unfortunately, this next story is not really a cute one. This is the AI cruise YouTuber phone scam. Now, I'm actually sharing this with you with permission from Emma Cruises, who shared with me something that has been happening. And I think a lot of people realize that with AI, there are fake YouTube channels, there are impersonators of different creators. Well, what you wouldn't expect is that you're actually maybe getting a phone message or a phone call. And unfortunately, that is what is happening. So Emma has heard from some people that have said that she apparently called them. And of course, Emma is not calling anybody. So if you randomly get a phone call from Emma or, from anybody else who's a bit of a public figure, just know that there are scams that are out there, and sometimes they might be asking you for money or to purchase things. And I wish it wasn't something that was happening right now, but with a lot of the voice impersonation that can happen with AI, we have to be more discerning than ever to not get fooled. Now, while we're talking about AI and scams, we should talk about another risk to cruise travelers: the open Wi-Fi networks in cruise ports and airports. They aren't always secure, which is where the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN, comes in. When I'm traveling, especially through airports, hotels, and cruise ports, I use NordVPN. It helps protect my connection on public Wi-Fi, and it gives me the peace of mind when logging into email banking or even my travel accounts. These networks are open, they're shared with hundreds of people, and it's also easy for scammers to set up fake Wi-Fi networks that look legit and quietly capture your data. Now that's where NordVPN makes a huge difference. NordVPN encrypts your internet traffic, basically putting everything that you do online into a private protected tunnel. So even if you connect to a sketchy Wi-Fi network in a port or at the airport, scammers cannot intercept your information, see what you're doing, or grab your passwords. Their Threat Protection Pro feature also helps block fake websites, phishing links, and malicious ads. NordVPN adds an extra layer of protection in situations where most people don't realize they're vulnerable. NordVPN has an amazing offer for my viewers. Get 4 months free on a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/lifewellcruise. And it's risk-free with their 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, super important. Let's talk about airport travel if you are traveling to Europe this year. And what are the updates and changes? Now, I think a lot of people do know that as of May 2026, there is the EES, which is the entry-exit system, and it has been chaos in many airports. So there actually was some talk about maybe some of the airports suspending the EES for a little while. Well, the EU has actually rejected this, and they sort of explained that if they suspended it at one airport and they kept it at another airport, it would even be worse. So that is not happening. However, I do want to share with you my own experience heading into Rome and leaving from Rome, how it did work. And I do have some advice for anybody traveling, not only now, but even for booking flights for the future. So firstly, when it came to the EES, it was not as difficult as I expected. When you get off the airplane, what you're going to have to do is go over to some kiosks where you're going to put your passport, and you're also going to put your fingers down for basically the digital fingerprints. And then they're going to take your photo. Now, just be patient while you're doing this. Don't do what I did and not put your passport in far enough. That will kind of solve things. But basically, it did take us about 15 minutes, so we were pretty lucky. It really didn't take us that long. However, when we were leaving Rome, the line was long. And I thought, oh my goodness, this could take a really long time. It did actually only take us, I think it was about 24 minutes to get through everything despite a very long line. So something to remember is the entry-exit system is going to take you extra time going into Europe, but also exiting Europe. And there's no way around this. So I do have some advice. Allow extra time to get to the airport because, you know, even in our case, we had less time before we got to our flight, despite the fact that we took the earliest shuttle off the cruise ship. So definitely watch this. The other thing is, if you are taking connecting flights, don't do any of those flights where you have an hour and a half in between the two flights. Allow yourself a good 2 or even 3 hours between flights. You just don't want to have any problems. And honestly, with flight delays and the travel chaos, it's better to spend a little extra time in the airport, go to a restaurant or something like that, than stressing and running to your flight and maybe even missing it. That being said, although it is still a bit chaotic, the stories that we were hearing where it was taking people 2 and even 3 hours to get through long lines, it does seem like that is improving. And those are reports across many different airports. If you have traveled recently, please let us know your experience down in the comments below. Now, when it comes to the ETIAS or the ETIAS, that is still causing confusion among travelers. So just to let you know, this is not yet implemented. There is nothing that you need to do yet. There is a little bit of talk about this being delayed. This is supposed to come into effect in the last quarter of 2026, but there's a little bit of talk that this might even be delayed a couple of months after this. basically what they're saying is, let's get the EES under control and then move on to the ETIAS. And as always, as we know more, I will be sure to share this information with you. Solo cruisers, I have some good news. Holland America is adding over 70 staterooms to Holland America Amsterdam. This is really good news, and actually 30 of them are going to be balcony solo staterooms. So this means if you are used to paying double occupancy rates, that you actually have more options. Now, the only thing that we can hope for is that more cruise lines do this. The thing to remember is that as solo cruisers, solo travelers, these are going to be probably booked up quickly. So whether you're booking with Holland America or another cruise line, if you do want a solo stateroom, try to book this as early as possible. Now, speaking of booking cruises, I know a lot of people have asked if we can host a group cruise. So yes, we are finally doing that. We have a lot of people that are booked already on the LifeWell Cruise Community Group Sailing. That is on March 6, 2027 on the brand new Star Princess. It is going to be an absolutely awesome time. I'm going to leave all of the information linked down below in the description of this video, as well as a pinned comment in case you do want to join us. I would absolutely love to have you on this sailing. Now, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.